Good evening. Welcome, welcome to another episode of Sri Lanka's first LinkedIn live talk show. My name is Amita, and I would like to welcome all of you who are joining on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. How are you doing? I was away for 2 weeks. I had an island-wide power cut 2 weeks back, and last week my guest had a technical glitch. So eventually I had to cancel or rather postpone the show. So I'm seeing you after 2 weeks. I hope everything has been fine with you. No more lockdowns. People are going about their uh, normal day to day work, day to day operations. And anyway, it is the end of the year. We are almost nearing uh, brand new year. So I thought maybe I'll reflect back. I'll check back what I did uh, in the last year. So I thought I would come and share some of the tips that uh, I have used with you. So let me put it this way. First, I'll give you a formal introduction of myself. For those who don't know me, my name is Amita Gamage. I'm a personal branding strategist. I'm an executive coach. I love coaching CEOs. And okay, Sampath says that Sampath cannot see me. Tamit, can you see me? Sampath also is coming from LinkedIn. I can see Tamit. Tamit, good evening. Tamit, can you see me? Could you confirm? If Tamit can see me, Sampath should be able to see me. According to my system functions, my camera is functioning. You should be able to see me. Sampath, maybe, see, I also have another device which is running the same show. So where I can see myself. So Sampath, maybe you can refresh the page and you should be able to see me. Let's see. Okay. So what, yeah, Tamit can see me. Manoj Buddhik also says that he can see me. So Sampath, maybe just refresh the page. You should be able to see me. Thank you, Manoj, and thank you, Tamit. Thank you for helping me. Uh, yeah, maybe Sampath, you need to log off and come back. Anyway, thank you very much for taking the time and the effort to make sure that you see me, but still you can hear me. I'm not going to show anything, any videos or any graphics today. So me working in the corporate world and working with professionals in many ways. One, I work as a executive coach, and I also work as a consultant. I work as a sales performance evangelist. I help organizations um, grow their sales by working with especially their B2B sales teams. If the sales team is working with high net worth individuals, decision makers, I come and help them to do a better job. So first of all, I got to sell myself. I got to sell my services. So if you ask me, one of the things that I have done well in the last year, uh, I have been helping myself to sell my services. Of course, I have a sales team, a smaller sales team, who helps me by way of working with, especially with existing clients. But then, how do I get the attention of potential new clients? Me being a sales performance evangelist, if I don't know how to do it, then there is a big problem. So I thought maybe I will come and share some of the things that I used, especially when it comes to virtual selling. What did I do right in order to get the attention of the right target audience? So let me take few points one by one. So the number one I could talk about is prospecting. How do you do your prospecting? How do you approach customers? So in terms of prospecting, identifying the right type of target audience, right type of people, what do I do on LinkedIn and on Facebook? I go and add those people. I send them a connection request or a friend request and add them to my network, keeping them in mind that they would become my customers one fine day. Remember, I don't do the mistake of adding them to my network, planning to sell tomorrow. See, in this game, this is not a hunting game. I am in a harvesting game. I would rather like to do network or rather networking and build my relationships and then sell virtually. I bring the audience to the point where they have to buy my products, my services, there where there will be a mutually beneficial conversation than me trying to sell them something. So I bring my network to that point first. So in terms of prospecting, the first thing I do is I make sure I go and add those connections uh, to my network, be it Facebook, be it on LinkedIn. I go and add them. But then Sampath is uh, back. Okay, now Sampath is back. Okay, we also have another friend, Manjula. Thank you for always sharing valuable insights on virtual selling and inspiring others to explore their potential as well. Thank you, Manjula. And Manjula is one of the top landscaping professionals in the country. And he was on my show. If you go to my YouTube, you can see our conversation. It was a beautiful conversation. We learned a lot uh, about landscaping, architecture, to design, to so many things. So, Manjula, thank you for coming to the show. So, uh, so coming back to our topic, in order to add them, sometimes some people have told me I have sent a friend request, I have sent a connection request, they haven't added me. So I ask them, do you have the right type of content on your timeline, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, so that the prospective client would feel like adding you by witnessing the kind of value that you create? I have seen, I'll take an example, let's say insurance or leasing or property. If you are into those sectors, if every other post, a content piece is all about the product that you sell, the moment you send a connection request, the prospective client would know that you don't have a genuine interest of building a relationship. Rather, you are going to make a short term sale. This is something I have always avoided. I don't have an intention of making a sale tomorrow. So I always go and add them leisurely. And when they come to my timeline, they see there's a lot of value. I use this sandwich methodology. Maybe there will be 6 to 7 or 8 to 10 pieces of content which produce value. And maybe the 12th post has something to do with one of my services. And that is also Not to say, hey, come to me, I can give you this service at a different price. No, but still I would create value where their attention will be on that content. So if you are into freight forwarding, you can create content related to maybe freighting world, maybe the industry trends, how how a business owner could reduce freight cost by way of doing certain things. Offer those tips and tricks. Then somebody is going to knock on your door and say, hey, look, I have seen that you have produced so many good content on freight industry. And we have been working with a, let's say, a freight forwarder for last 5 years, but we never got that kind of information, education. Can we have a chat? That's one way of looking at it. So prospecting, you need to keep on adding people onto your connection list, but do not plan to sell tomorrow. You ideally should be selling later, but get their attention. So if you maintain a good content, set of contents, if you create content on a constant basis of good value, there's a great chance that your audience or your prospective clients are going to talk to you. Of course, there will be an opportunity for you to go and talk to them as well. I don't maybe reject that idea. Yes, you will be able to go and sell them direct. You should be doing it. But before that, see whether the relationship has matured to a point where when you want to suggest that they buy something from you, that they are not going to reject you. So that's when it comes to prospecting. So Uh, now, I also have added in the year 2021 enough foreign clients, especially for my coaching practices. We are also struggling with dollars, I would say. And I have added some clients, some are Sri Lankan, some are foreigners, for my coaching business. So, uh, what happens when how do you do it? Let me give you. When it comes to LinkedIn, LinkedIn has a lot of groups. Facebook has a lot of groups. I go to those groups and interact with people. My profile would tell who I am. I never go and try to sell myself in those groups, but the intention is eventually to sell, but you create good value. You shouldn't be having a timeline. Okay, I'm going to sell tomorrow. No, you got to help each other. Be active, comment, uh, react to those posts that they create inside those groups. So you create a good name. Make sure that everybody recognizes you, so that you get invited to speak in those groups. People will ask for your opinion. People will tag you inside those groups. That is where you have recognitions, and then suddenly others will see you. So I have been able to secure a few foreign deals when it comes to executive coaching. How? By being active on those relevant social media groups, forums. So just see whether you could utilize them in the year 2022. So I'm just giving you all the learnings. How did I sell my services in the year 2021? So um, let me also speak to few friends. We have Arnold, excellent episode. Yeah, hi, thank you for coming. We have Precious Mutapa. Hi, Mutapa. Your son and my son are going to rock a session like this soon on LinkedIn. maybe in next 2 weeks time you will be able to. Okay, uh, let me uh, uh, let me introduce you to my audience. My son has a friend in Zambia who is a 10-year-old entrepreneur who has written a book called Zays the Movement. And then my son is 12 years old, and they both are these days working on a show, and then he will be invited. So I would like to invite all of you to listen to my 12-year-old son and 10-year-old Oswald Mutapa soon, where they will talk about entrepreneurship, writing books, and a lot of things. I really don't know what they're going to talk about, but just giving you an indication to everybody. So if 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds are going to utilize social networks for their betterment, why not you do it as business owners and professionals? We have Suman. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Suman. And we also have Kasun Sachinta. Hi, Kasun. Thank you for coming and joining. Everybody is interested in selling. Huh? Very good, because that's the selling or sales uh, will make sure that your organization would run. Your organization would have enough cash. That's probably the only function which will bring you money. Hmm? Other functions will manage the money. So anyway, uh, I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was talking about going into these forums and groups and platforms so that you could even get foreign clients. So that's what I have been doing when it comes to prospecting. Right. So you might ask whether I'm very much interested in going outbound, going into somebody's inbox and trying to sell. That's perfectly all right if you can try. But then there's a great chance that you will miss an opportunity of building a good relationship. So I have a different strategy. I work as a lead magnet. I create content. That content has a lot of value. What am I doing today? All of you are coming and interacting with me. Why? Because everybody wants to know the secrets of virtual selling. So what am I doing? I'm freely giving all the tips and tricks to you. Okay, let me tell you a very nice story. Few days back, maybe about a week's back, a particular general manager of a large corporation called me and said, "Hey, look, Amita, we want to meet you. My CEO is interested in seeing you. We want to get some work done through your organization. Can we have a chat with you?" I said, "Yeah, of course. I'll come and see you." So I went there. We met and we had a very cordial discussion. And you know what the CEO told me? "Hey, Amita, I'm not connected to you on LinkedIn, but I'm connected to you on Facebook. I see all your content on Facebook, and we have a specific problem that we need to address in the organization. I recommended you to our HR department." Now, how do you like that? A CEO whom I have never seen before, whom we have never interacted before, but who is on my Facebook, is recommending the HR department that they work with me. And this is not even on LinkedIn, this is Facebook content. So I was so thankful to myself. I never misused my Facebook to do anything else but to produce, of course, not so serious content like LinkedIn, but then I was producing good quality content which the audience would have been enjoying. And thanks to that, I'm sure, we are in the process of finalizing the deal. Uh, you know, a very good business is on its way. Just think about it. I mean, if you ask, my marketing expenditure in, acquiring a client has a cost. If you ask me, the cost of acquiring that client is virtually zero. It's these kind of videos, the kind of little posts that I create, and none of them are advertisements. So, what do you think you should be doing? These are the things that I have been doing in year 2021. We are still in 2021, but then this is the last lap, last week, and it has been working. I have won many clients like that. I also do certain LinkedIn marketing. I manage with a team. When I say I, with a team, we manage LinkedIn pages. And some of those clients have come to me and say, "Hey, Amita, can you manage our LinkedIn page?" And we say yes. And how they have come to us? It's because of the content that I produce here. So, as I told you, I would rather like to go and show myself when when the prospective client is. I hope. Yes, I guess so. If you think that I'm frozen, please let me know. For few seconds, I saw uh, I was, yeah, my Wi-Fi seems to be all right. Okay, let's see. We have a few other friends. We have Arnold again. Arnold, he said, "This is the first episode that I came across. Apparently, so nice to see you again after a long, long time here." Yeah, Arnold, it's nice to see you. And we also have Marlon. Love your approach on prospecting, Amita. Thanks for sharing. So, Marlon, thank you for coming to the show. We have Dilruk. Hi, Dilruk. Good evening. I sincerely hope that you guys can see me. I saw a little glitch on my Wi-Fi. Okay, so I was talking about prospecting, and then I was talking about getting into different groups on different social platforms. I'm trying to see whether I'm stuck. My phone says that I can see a frozen picture on my phone. Let me double check. Let me check again. Okay. Can you see that I'm moving or am I frozen? Okay. Looks like I'm okay. I can see that my video is running on the other device. So let me get back to social selling. So as I told you, I prefer to be a lead magnet than to go to someone's inbox and sell. I prefer generating leads and it works all the time, but only if you are willing to put the hard work. So you got to be ready to work little harder, and you should be ready to do things that you generally don't do. Let's say, for an example, uh, in my case, I post content on a daily basis on LinkedIn and Facebook every single day, because most of my target audience is on LinkedIn or on Facebook. We have Munir. Hi, Munir. Good evening. Thank you for coming to the show. It's great to see you again after a few weeks, I guess. So let me go to my next point. It's how Facebook is helping me. Now, half of my potential clients, clients who could give me business, are on Facebook. So if I am not producing good content, what would happen? The clients on Facebook will not be able to give me business and may not be able to see the kind of business that I provide, the services that I provide, or we provide, or you provide. So while having fun on Facebook, you can have your criticisms, your argument, and all that, political opinion. Make sure you also create content that can bring you lead. Acquiring a customer is an expensive affair, and you have been given a free tool, social media. If you are not doing, especially this is for those who are in sales, if you are not using the free tools given to you, it's a crime. There may be some who can afford to advertise, so they don't have to use these free tools to generate leads. But if you are working for an organization, you're not going to spend money on advertising. You need to find your own leads other than the leads given to you by the marketing department. So how are you going to find your leads? Use these free tools. Yeah. So what else can you do? So now, how do I work on Facebook? What I do is, maybe it's the same piece of content that I have posted on LinkedIn. I'll take it and I'll post it on Facebook, but in my uh, local native language. In this case, it's Sinhala. The captions are written in Sinhala. Now, if you ask me, where do I have most number of people coming to my LinkedIn live talk show? Of course, it's majority are coming from LinkedIn. But what about Facebook? I have, if from the total audience, less than or maybe around 25 to 30% is coming from Facebook, because I run the show in English language. But if I have a video clip which I need to be posted on Facebook, I write the caption in Sinhala and it works all the time. Mm. So we have Manoj. Manoj says, thank you for wonderful talk on virtual business strategies. Yeah. Uh, Manoj, I hope it's going to help you as well, because everybody is in the business of business development. Everybody is in the business of selling, whether you like it or not. And so that's what I do with Facebook, and it has always worked. And if your audience is in different platforms, try and go there. For an example, I was an active member of Clubhouse, and it helped me to penetrate into totally new audience, but potential customers for me. I got some consultancy opportunities. I'm not going there anymore. When I say anymore, I mean I also used to do a joint talk show with a friend of mine. It is his show, and I was also the co-host, called Business Communication in Sinhala. And then, unfortunately, my friend passed away a few months back. Ever since, I haven't gone to Clubhouse. uh, I will be going. I have made this promise few times, saying that I would come back to Clubhouse, but I couldn't make up my mind. At least in the year 2022, I'm gonna go there and help that audience. Uh, I mean, I used to do Sinhala content about personal branding, LinkedIn marketing, and stuff like that. So I was able to build a brand new audience. Uh, Generally who wouldn't have access to me, or whom I don't have access to them. uh, I used to do this particular show weekly on Saturdays or Sundays, and I was able to meet a lot of new people. We had we had some great conversations. Of course, I haven't been there for a few months now. At least from January, I promise that I'll be back to help the audience. So if possible, go into Facebook rooms, Clubhouse. You need to be there. Discord. That uh, that's going to help you. So Manoj says social is not a place for a hard sell. It is a place to build trust and credibility. Yeah, definitely yes. Once when you build trust and credibility, a sale is automatic. It becomes so easy for you to sell. And I know by tomorrow I will have at least 3 to 4 messages in my LinkedIn inbox, uh, probably from prospective clients. Hey, Amita, can we work together? Shall we look at this? I'll give you another example. That example I'll give you a little later when I talk about video. Now, I I use video very heavily. How do I use videos? I used to do separate videos earlier, but now what happens is uh, I use the same LinkedIn Live. Once the LinkedIn Live is over, I use the same video and I cut few clips, put them together, add little music, and I post it. And that works. Repurpose it, to suit LinkedIn. And then certain videos I post onto Facebook, and then some onto TikTok, and some onto YouTube Shorts. And this is very interesting. Listen to this. I did a video on internet during the International Customer Care Week on why we should look after those frontliners who are who are actually helping us, the customers. And then I made a smaller clip out of this 1 hour live, and I posted it onto the network, Facebook, LinkedIn. And then specifically 2 clients saw the video and wanted to do some work with us. And those 2 projects alone was more than 1 million rupee worth of 2 projects. And if you ask me, the cost of acquiring that customer, whether they have a lengthy meetings, whether they have a big tenders, multiple proposals, lot of evaluations, no. Just a 3 minutes video clip saying why we should look after the customer care officers who are providing us the service. Somebody saw it and said, hey, look, we need to work with these people who are appreciating us. And it just over 1 million worth of a business. Just a 3 minutes clip. I would have spent, I don't know, maybe some thousands, little thousands, few thousands to get the video edited. That's all. I mean, now this particular video, this 1 hour live, is going to produce me 2, 3 or 4 minutes video clips, which will be posted again onto my networks. I know that's going to generate a lot of business. For 2022, in the first quarter, I have already secured enough leads. I just have to work on them and, have little discussions with our clients. This is how you work on generating leads. So that is another example. So video is very powerful now. All the platforms are asking you to create more videos. Now, if I may ask you, do you know which website is being visited the most visited site on internet for 2021? It's TikTok. It's not Google anymore. TikTok is ahead of Google when it comes to people visiting their site. Now that shows the power of video. So if you are not using the power of video, I know for a traditional sales professional, getting into video is like asking an ordinary person to come and make a speech in front of an audience. For an ordinary sales professional or an ordinary person, asking to come and speak in front of a camera is like asking the person to come and speak in front of a massive audience. You think that I didn't have it? I had the same challenge. Did I overcome it 100%? No, I haven't overcome it 100%, but forget about the 10%. I think I'm doing fairly all right. So Modita has a question. Let's, I don't know what he has asked, but then let me take him on stage. I just joined and got the opportunity to listen to you. Would like to ask one question. What are the strategies that we can use to address the target segment effectively to sell our products and services in the virtual space? Since the virtual space is so heavy with various content, how we can distinguish ourselves? That's the thing. If you come to all these platforms purely with the intention of selling, you can't run for a very long time. Gone are the days where when you get a database, let's say you have a telephone index with 1,000 people in it. Gone are the days, where you take it to your hand and you start calling each person because you have just got hold of a database. So one of the biggest mistakes that uh, people who do sell make when they move from traditional selling to virtual selling, they come to LinkedIn for an example and they say, oh my God, this is a big database. Let me talk to each person right away. You haven't seen the person, no relationship is built, nothing. So what do? You just go to somebody's inbox and say, hey, look, buy my product, buy my product. People are not going to buy your product. People are going to remember you with that message in the inbox. So even at a later date, you will not be able to go and sell them anything. So first build relationships. That's what I have been doing for 2021. I did it in 2020, 2020, 2019, 18. I've been continuously doing it. So I have enough potential clients where I have already built brilliant relationships. It takes a while. So what you do is you do your normal sales operation where you go and meet people physically. And in the meantime, virtually don't try to sell. Do not sell. Build relationship. That's a sacrifice you make. Okay, I'm gonna get connected to 5,000 people in next 1 year. And I'm going to build great relationships, and I'm going to talk about it, how you build great relationships, which I always do. So content wise, if you produce content, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product is the greatest product, my product has these features, who is interested in your product? So nobody is interested in your product, but you will create content around your product, not directly selling it, but not directly promoting it also. But in that large space, you can create content, and people will notice you and people will respect you as someone who is specialist in that area. And when they really want to buy, they will definitely talk to you. They will remember you. They will recall you. So uh, that's what you need to do. Use video. And then if you're on LinkedIn, I am using the service page. Go to my LinkedIn, just below my headline, you will see service page. Activate your service page along with your creator mode and showcase. This can be done by individual sales professionals who are working in an organization. You could even be a CEO. I would still recommend you, if your organization is small or medium size, go and showcase the services that you provide. Maybe it's your organization who is providing that, but you as the CEO, you could still do that. It's originally meant for freelancers and coaches and consultants, but then why not utilize it? It's a service page for individuals, but in a way, you will find a way around it to use it. So I use my service page. If you go to my service page, it tells the kind of services that I provide. And based on that, I get a lot of inquiries. People talk to you because they see you. When they search for certain services, you appear. So use that. And then I also use events, especially in the year 2021. I created events when LinkedIn added event feature, just like your Facebook. Use that feature, because once when you have a good event, you can invite people to come to the event. You can't just go and talk to them. Now you are talking to them, hey, come to this event. There's an event which is related to you. Ideally, those events should create value. If that event is creating a lot of value to the audience, you can go and say, hey, look, I am bringing this foreign speaker. It's free. It's on cryptocurrency. It's on this. It's on that. It's on recruitment strategies to whatnot. And then you can go and invite those potential clients, those decision makers to that event. It doesn't cost you anything. You can run a live event like this, a live show, or you can use maybe Zoom or any other platform, run the event outside. But you can use that event as an opportunity to invite people to that event so that they'll have to come and get themselves registered. Of course, you can use it as if you have a company page, but then you as an individual, you can do that. Why don't two, three of you get together, create a great event on LinkedIn or even on Facebook for that matter, and invite people to come, create value? I have been doing it. For some of my shows, based on the guests that I used to bring, I go and invite people to come and participate. Some accept and some come. Some do not come, but then it creates a bond, because I'm not asking them to come and look at how my product is working, but I have engaged with them. So make sure that you engage with your potential clients using LinkedIn or Facebook events. Now, that's one way I did my selling, virtual selling. Yeah. And then the other thing that which I haven't utilized, but my son has utilized well, is one great feature that LinkedIn introduced about 2 months back. And that is having a great newsletter. You can start a newsletter once when you are established on LinkedIn. My recommendation, if you haven't figured out your niche as yet, if your positioning is diluted, if nobody knows who you are yet, wait until you position yourself well and then start your LinkedIn newsletter. For your information, my son has a newsletter which he talks about startup skills for teens and kids. He has 1,732 subscribers. So, if you have chosen your specialized area, then you could start a newsletter. But you need to be committing. Imagine you need to publish a newsletter on a weekly or a monthly basis, on a routine basis. You should be able to put a commitment and effort in creating that content. Now, if you ask me, have I created my newsletter? No, I'm missing a lot. Imagine I have close to 20,000 connections and I haven't started the newsletter. A lost opportunity, I would say. Think about it. So, if you have a good number of connections, and if you have if you have identified your niche, your specialization, your area of expertise, then you can start a newsletter. But don't start a newsletter for the sake of starting it. I mean, I have subscribed to maybe around 2 to 300 newsletters. Sometimes it's a little nuisance when everybody in your network is inviting you to subscribe to a newsletter. I don't subscribe to newsletters where I have no relevance, or when I read the newsletter, I feel okay, they have just created a newsletter because that feature is available. So I can't tell you that I have done it in 2021, but my son has done. So if you have a great audience, and then if you are specialized in a particular area, it's time that you think about a newsletter. And then there's one very special feature on LinkedIn which I have used to get engagement. I have used the poll feature very effectively to get audience engagement creatively. There's a way of talking to your clients, potential clients, but you can ask a simple question like, you can ask, how many times you drink water per day? Once, twice, thrice, 4 times. But then whether it's going to create any value to you, whether it's going to create engagement is a question. But if you can ask something creatively, if you can ask something which would uh, bring, let's say, some value to the audience, it could be edutainment, it could be information, it could be, uh, let's say, education, information, edutainment, motivation, or maybe a simple fact which can open someone's eyes. Oh my God, I didn't know that. So use that feature. I have used it to the best of my knowledge, best of my ability to engage the existing network. Sad truth is, people are so serious about adding more connections, more friends to their Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever, but then they have ignored the existing friends, existing connections. You need to go and react to whatever they post if it is relevant, if it is adding value to them, value to you. You need to go and reshare them, share them, comment on those posts if it is relevant. But are you doing it? Have you forgotten your existing network and try to get more and more people to get connected with you. So then you are not selling. If you want to sell, you got to engage with existing network, existing friends, build a relationship. You can't just go into somebody's inbox and say, hey, look, I have this product, buy from me. Let them feel that you are a friend. I spend about good half an hour to 45 minutes every day, either in the night or early in the morning, engaging with content, others' content, engaging with others' content by way of commenting, reacting, resharing, and people love it. You naturally create a great bond with them. So that's one way of you utilizing these social networks for virtual selling. Be a friend to them, but be genuine. If you go and comment, without having any connections or relevancy into that content, somebody's going to find out. And then don't go and comment every day on the same person's post. Then the next thing that person would know is, okay, this guy is going to come and eventually sell me. I have seen people doing it to me as well. Every day you come and comment, and then you wonder what's going on. Why is this person commenting on your post, every single post every day? Next thing you know, you have a inbox message. Hi, it's a lot of things that you do. Great to know you. We have a product. Can I introduce it to you? It's not going to work that way. Of course, if I need that product, I'll buy. But then most of the time, if I have already seen your work, you don't have to separately come and push it to me. People browse, they go through the phone, they just scroll down. That's like window shopping. And when the time is right, when they see you, they will anyway talk to you and say, hey, look, I'm interested in buying. The problem is people who want to sell, they come and say, hey, Amita, I'm interested in selling socially. So I generally ask them, okay, how often can you post? I can post twice a month. And you are interested in selling. How about building some relationship, spending some time with these potential clients? Imagine before we had the virtual means of selling, we used to go to the field physically, get into your car, get into your bike, and we go to the customer sites physically. And now you are not willing to even go to LinkedIn, go on to Facebook and post on a consistent basis. But you want to sell them. No effort compared to a physical meeting. You just have to create content. So it's important that you do all that, use all those features, and start selling, start getting the attention of potential clients. So I'll talk about the last thing, analytics. Pay attention to the analytics. Analytics will show you who has seen your post. Use those analytics, use those data. Things that I have learned, my posts on LinkedIn do not reach a larger audience on Saturday and Sunday. Meaning, my potential clients, my target audience are not so active on LinkedIn on Saturdays and Sundays. They are busy with their family work, shopping, you name it. And maybe they are on Facebook. So data has already shown me those. Look at those data. I recently posted something on a page, and there were 50 likes, and every single like has come from Tamil Nadu, India. And then I figured out why. So likewise, When you get about 200-300 likes, are you going and checking who has actually liked your post? Why that person has liked your post? You got to figure out. If it is LinkedIn, LinkedIn will give you analytics, lot of data, the type of professionals who are coming and commenting, the the regions, the cities that they are coming from, in which companies they are working. Then you know that a particular company is looking for a service. When you see that these kind of people are connected with you and interacting with your posts, and their friends are going to see what you post. So this uh, using this analysis, the information provided by various platforms for the benefit of creating better content, engaging in a more meaningful way, use those. And 2022 is going to be even a greater year. Pandemic will not go away 100%. So virtual selling is here to stay. Physical meetings will take place, but people will still take decisions based on your virtual content. You could still do prospecting, relationship building with potential clients. You might sell them in December 2022, but it would be a very smooth sale when you have already built relationship in this year. So don't be in a mighty hurry to sell in January when you get connected with somebody today. Nurture the sale, build that rapport, build that relationship. Sale will happen automatically. And I have been doing it. What am I doing today? I, I'm just walking the talk. This 1 hour video is going to have 2 3 little clips, convert to uh, make it suitable to the respective platforms, repurpose it, and I'll be posting it again. And people would love to watch videos, especially when the video is maybe 2 3 minutes, not 1 hour. So I didn't get any questions today. Of course, Modita gave me one question. Uh, Other than that, others didn't give me so many questions, but there were a lot of comments. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, one announcement, actually two announcements. One, me and my son are planning to run a completely free workshop on selling skills for school leavers. When I say school leavers, don't, I'm not talking about 25-year-olds or 27-year-olds. I'm talking about 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds who haven't worked anywhere. We are planning to run a, a workshop series actually on selling skills, completely free of charge. That will be run by my son's academy. He has an academy. It is live now, and that will be one of the first courses, free courses that we will run. So I want you all to let me know if you know any kid, any young adult who is willing to learn selling completely free of charge at his leisure. Uh, Send their contact details or ask them to contact me. We are collecting the data. There are a few now. We haven't still advertised or mentioned this anywhere. If you know any teenagers, any young adults who is willing to learn selling skills, not that they have to become sales professionals, but then we thought maybe my son's academy is running some programs. uh, we could work together. So thank you very much for joining me today. We will meet again next week for another episode of Sri Lanka's first LinkedIn Live talk show, Cinnamon Chat with Amita. Thank you, guys, and good night. Stay safe.